Imagine dropping $50 on a bag of 95-point Panamanian geisha. You brew it with precision, expecting the pinnacle of coffee luxury. But the first sip is a shock, thin, tea-like, and aggressively sour. We are conditioned to view coffee through the lens of a school report card. We see an 87 next to a 92 and instinctively assume the higher number represents a superior product. To understand why that expensive cup failed you, we have to look into the mechanics of the Specialty Coffee Association's 100-point system. This grading system creates a psychological trap. It frames an 82 as a barely passing grade, leading us to believe that the only beans worth our money are the ones pushing into the high 90s. When we rely on these scores without knowing what they actually measure, we often end up paying a premium for complexity we don't actually want, while ignoring the beans that would actually make our mornings better. Every official score begins with Q graders. These are trained professionals who evaluate coffee through a standardized tasting ritual called cupping. They vigorously slurp the coffee from these specific bowls to spray the liquid across their entire palate. As shown in this breakdown, the coffee is judged across 10 distinct categories. They're looking for specific benchmarks in aroma, flavor, acidity, body, and balance. The graders tally the points from every category and subtract any penalties for defects in the beans. The final result is a single number out of 100. The 80-point mark is the industry's great divide. Anything at 80 or above is classified as specialty grade, a category that includes only about the top 10% of coffee produced globally. It is a rigorous, objective way to categorize coffee, but the math is designed to reward a very specific set of characteristics that may have nothing to do with your personal taste. The disconnect starts here. This scoring system was never intended to be a guide for someone buying a bag of beans for their kitchen. This is a professional language built for traders. Green coffee buyers use these scores to communicate quality across borders and negotiate export prices for raw, unroasted beans. Think of a 95-point coffee like a Formula One car. It is a masterpiece of specialized engineering, but it's a terrible choice for a comfortable daily commute. This radar chart illustrates the profile of a 90-plus point coffee. The system rewards extreme complexity, which translates to aggressive citrus acidity, delicate florals, and a very light tea-like mouthfeel. Now look at the profile for an 82-point coffee. This is where you find the thick, smooth, chocolatey, and nutty notes that most people actually associate with a satisfying cup of coffee. The 82-point coffee scores lower because it lacks that sharp, fruit-forward acidity that Q graders are specifically trained to prioritize. A 95-point score indicates high acidity and intense complexity. If those aren't the traits you enjoy, that superior score is actually a warning that the coffee might ruin your morning. For most homebrewers, the number on the bag is an arbitrary metric. It tells you how the industry values the bean, not how much you will enjoy the flavor. Once you understand the scale, you can appreciate an 82-point bean for what it is, a high-quality, clean, and delicious coffee that is often better suited for daily drinking than its more expensive counterparts. The most effective way to buy coffee is to ignore the numerical score entirely. Focus on the descriptive flavor notes instead. If you want that classic, chocolatey comfort, look for a reliable Brazilian bean. It will provide a smoother experience than a 90-point Ethiopian fruit bomb ever could. Have you ever splurged on a highly rated bag only to find it tasted more like hot lemon juice than coffee? Or do you have a reliable, low 80s daily driver you swear by? Tell us your story in the comments. Hit the subscribe button if you want to keep taking the mystery out of your morning brew. Industry scores are for the traders, but your palate is the only judge that matters in your kitchen. Next, we're looking at how invisible dud from your grinder is secretly sabotaging your extraction. See you there.